Hi guys, welcome to another video. I want to talk about my experiences in selling my luxury handbags, how I navigated it, how I found ways to actually sell, how I found somebody I was very comfortable dealing with, and wait for later because I'm going to tell you one reseller. I'm going to name them that I was so happy to deal with and I've had only good experiences with. So I am going to name them later. I also just want to talk about value and prices and the myths behind what you can actually get for these bags that are supposedly investments. So let's wrap it all up. I'm going to just give you my experiences because I've had some disasters. I have. Let's get going. So, what is my experience of this? Well, I have to say that I found it very, very, very hard to navigate at the very beginning because I'd never done it before. And I am so wary of things. You hear all these horror stories. Yeah, I was very, very wary. But as I've navigated my way through it and I understand it more, and I have got to deal with certain companies and certain people, I have felt a lot more comfortable with certain people and a lot less comfortable with others. And I am not going to name and shame in this video, but I had three resellers, big resellers that you will have heard of, absolutely will have heard of. And I had what I think is terrible experiences or just bad customer service with those three. And I don't think, and I like to never say never, but I cannot imagine me dealing with them in the future in any capacity because I didn't like how it happened with me. So, and this has happened on a few bags when I've tried a few times with different things. So I think I've got enough experience now to to know how those companies operate, and I'm not overly keen. But there was one, and I will tell you later which one that I have had a great experience with on both sides of the coin. I might, I might have an unboxing to do. I might have an unboxing to do, and it is, it's a pre-loved bag from this reseller. Anyway, and it's not my 3,000 subscriber one, that's a different one again. Anyway, we'll come on to that. But because I felt so comfortable with them, selling a few bags through them or to them, then I was really happy to buy a pre-loved bag from them because I trust them. They've just earned my trust and respect, which is so important. So the difficulties I have found is getting people to actually respond to you, actually to take you seriously, people to yeah, because I don't live near London, and a lot of these resellers, the big ones, especially if you're selling something of high value, I wouldn't be comfortable doing that on Facebook in any capacity. So for the really big ticket stuff, you want a company that sells these types of bags so that you've got the market there and they're going to find you a buyer because they're dealing with them day in, day out. So what I found difficult is not being in London. I can't just pop in. I can't take my bag in for them to have a look and move things on. Everything's by email or WhatsApp or whatever. And although that's absolutely fine, it's still, it's still a little bit waiting for somebody to respond or chasing them up. And then eventually, when you send the bag to them to consign, for example, which I've done with one bag, and then it's waiting and hoping that it's arrived okay and it hasn't got lost in the mail, or that they, when they look at it, they're happy with the condition that you've said it is and that you photographed and all the rest of it. So there's a lot of moving parts with it, but I think once you get to know what they need and all the rest of it, it becomes a lot more simple than you think. And I think the key to it is dealing with somebody or a company that you are comfortable with. It is so important. I always go by everything with my gut instinct. And if something feels wrong, it's wrong, and walk away. It doesn't matter if they could sell your bag for £2 million. If it feels wrong, don't deal with it, because it generally, your gut doesn't lie. I always say this, your gut doesn't lie. So what I would say with regard to my experience is I did a ton of research on the companies that I was dealing with, on what I thought the value of my item might be. And at the end of the day, you can do an absolute ton of research, and then you know your prices, you know what you're expecting for it, you know what you paid for your bag in the first instance. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's 50 bags out there that are all a certain price and therefore you think that yours is that price. If they haven't sold and they're out there because there's a lot of them out there, that isn't the value of it. The value is what somebody is willing to pay for it, and the market tells you what it is. Now, whether you have to go via a reseller and therefore pay a commission, and therefore you end up not getting quite the amount of money that you would have liked, because the value, they have to sell it at the market value and you obviously get less than that. So you know, you have to work it all out. And I think my advice with it is literally work out what you are happy to receive for that item. What is your absolute bottom line that you would let it go for? It doesn't matter if, yeah, somebody on YouTube, somebody like me or whoever, is telling you that, oh, if you sell your Birkin, you can double your, double your profit. You can't. You can't, because unless you have a completely pristine bag and you've got a seller to sell it to without having to pay any commission and all the rest of it, then if you've got that perfect scenario, you can do very, very well on them, obviously. But I have found, particularly on the big ticket stuff, you do not get the price that you think it is actually worth. When people tell you, oh, Hermes bags, you can double it. No, no, no. But you can still make a really good amount of money on certain bags, and you can certainly lose not very much on certain bags. And so it's knowing what you are happy to let it go for, because that is your bottom line, and that's it. So don't give things away. Be happy with the figure in your head, and if you get more than that, fantastic. And remember, when you've spent the money, it's gone, hasn't it? So yes, technically you might be losing some money compared to what you paid for it, but it's a bonus to get anything back for it once you've spent it. So you have to weigh that up. And remember, the value is only what the market is. So if a load of people want it, the price is going to go up. If nobody's that interested, the economy, the way it is at the minute, the pre-love market isn't great. It isn't great. So yeah, I think you have to work out what you're happy to let it go for. And if the market doesn't align with that, then wait. Unless you have to sell it, wait. Don't, the market will come back again at some point. Or let it go. It's your choice. It's your choice. Also, just a little note to remember as an accountant, when you think that these resellers are actually making tons of profit, I'm not saying that they're not doing well. I'm sure that they are. They are a business at the end of the day, but because they are a business, they have to make a profit. Otherwise, there's no point being in business. So I think it's that mindset of, oh, they're making so much money on my bag. But firstly, they have premises, they've got rent, they've got staff, they've got social media, they've got marketing, they've got all these costs to come off. They've got taxes to pay, etc. So they have to make a reasonable amount on each bag percentage-wise. Otherwise, it's not worth opening a business. So bear that in mind, that they're not just completely and utterly, some might be very greedy, but I think my experience is that some are more reasonable than others with their valuations and their offers. So put it that way, that some are trying to get things at rock bottom the whole time, and others are fair. And if it's fair for me, I want them to make money too, because that's how the whole thing works, and that's the best deal. The best deal is that I'm I'm happy with the figure I get. They're happy with the profit they've made, and the person who's bought it after that is happy with what they've paid, and we're all happy. That's it. We're all happy. So that for me is the fairest way to do it. So what you also have to remember as an accountant is they have different VAT elements based on how they buy it from you. So if they are just consigning and therefore their sales, if you like, is just the commission because they never owned your bag, it's literally they just in their accounts their turnover is literally the commission amount, then that is the figure that they will pay VAT on, or that will attract VAT. If they buy your bag outright and they own your bag and then they sell that bag, then there's a different element. They cannot reclaim the VAT from the purchase from you because we are individuals, we are not companies. So there's no VAT element on the purchase. And when they sell it, they will get VAT attracted to the total amount that they sell it. And I know that's all a bit technical, but what I'm saying is that that is the reason why you always get a better price potentially through consignment, because they don't have to worry about, they have a lesser VAT amount that they're going to have to pay on that same bag. So that's another cost to them in effect. So you're always going to get a better price from them consigning, but for various reasons actually. Firstly, the VAT element, and secondly, the fact that they've got time to sell it and they don't own it, so it's not stock and money that's just sat there for them. They only raise their turnover when they sell the item. If they've bought it, they've now got stock and they've actually paid you already for it. So bear in mind that the price is going to be less if you get a straight buyout. So I'm quickly going to tell you my experience of how it's gone for me. So I dealt with 3 different resellers that were for me disasters. And when I mean disasters, one never responded to me. I tried to sell or put queries in about 3 high ticket items that is for me their type of stock. I never got a response, regardless of me chasing. I chased a couple of times, and after that I am not chasing anymore. Never to this day have I received any response from them. Just not good. The second one was the one that gave me the most ridiculous offer as a buyout for the Capucines They offered, what was it now? £800, I think. And that bag was pristine. And to buy that in store now, or a variation of that now, is, I think it's even 6,000 something. I think 6,000 something. And yeah, they offered £800. And I just went back and said, are you absolutely serious? This is literally a joke. And they were saying, well, that is just the market. And it was like, you are kidding me. So yeah, and I also tried them with another bag. I can't remember the figures, but stupidly low prices. So yeah, I don't know how they are in business. No idea. It must be people must be desperate to sell, or haven't done their research. I don't know. It's not good. Not good. And then the third one was somewhere in the middle where it was really, really difficult to get any responses from them. And then when I did, the prices they offered were very low. Not as silly as the other one, but very low, as in you wouldn't consider it. And then it was very hard to get any information back from them. They were just very difficult to deal with and actually quite rude to deal with. When I chased something, it was, just wasn't, I just wouldn't want to deal with them. So the 3 of those were an absolute no. And now I'm going to reveal the one that I've dealt with quite a lot on quite a few bags, and it is Bagista. And obviously none of this is sponsored at all. I wish, because I actually could have got maybe a better deal, but No. The only reason I'm mentioning their name is, one, because I've had a fantastic experience, both with selling and buying. Anyway, we'll come on to that. But I also wanted to tell you guys, if I've had a good experience somewhere, you know, it maybe gives you some comfort that maybe you can use them and you won't be quite as worried about the whole system. I can only tell you what's happened to me, and I'm sure other people may have different experiences, but my experience has been very positive. And the other reason I'm mentioning is because I did ask them after all of the transactions we've done. I then said, I am going to do video, and I do have a YouTube channel. They had no idea before that, didn't tell them at all. And then at the end, I said, you know, are you happy for me to name you if I do a video? Because I would like to, just to let everyone know that I've had a great experience. And of course, they were very happy for me to do that because it's positive. So, so they are aware that I'm doing this video, but obviously there's no sponsorship, there's no nothing. I just wanted to put it out there for you guys. So yeah, all in all, my experiences have been very up and down. I've had hassle and yeah, just annoyance and rudeness and everything else. But I have now got to a place where I feel very, very comfortable. There is one Facebook proper closed group with a lady who runs it. So she runs her business through Facebook, and I have had really good experience with her. And I've had some okay experience with Vestiaire Collective, as in the whole process has been very easy. I probably haven't got the top price I could have got, but it was easy and all the rest of it. But Bag Easter, yeah, so far so good. I would definitely deal with them again. So overall, I would say for anybody who hasn't sold a bag and is wanting to, just don't be scared, but do your research, be savvy about how you do it, make sure you're comfortable with who you're dealing with. If it feels wrong, walk away, as much as I can say. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another one.